Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled love letter from your person. There are 3 groups to choose from: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection, then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose this letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot, do a quick energy check on your person, see what their thoughts and feelings are about you and the connection, or anything else that wants to come through as far as what's going on with them right now. And then I will get into the channeled letter and follow that up with some standalone message cards. It can either reinforce some of the things that come through in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from your person's higher self. Then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the 10 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the Lovers, the King of Wands, the Sun, Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles. So this feels like the energy of somebody who's really nostalgic at this particular point in time, maybe yearning for a second chance, another opportunity to clear up some misunderstandings that happened between the two of you in the past, words that they had spoken maybe very hastily or that were based from a place of fear of letting you in too close, fear of not being able to kind of match your expectations in the relationship in a long-term sense that could have caused them to kind of push you away or run in the opposite direction. A sense that even kind of silence on their part in some way might have hurt your feelings or given you sort of the wrong idea about the nature of their feelings for you or anything that they were sort of struggling with, maybe in a material sense or even internally speaking, that had caused them to create some kind of roadblock in the situation, maybe accidentally or purposefully. And it feels like something that there's almost sort of an energy here of wishing they could kind of turn back the hands of time and open up to you more deeply or provide you with some kind of clarity or insight so you wouldn't just be left with all these unanswered questions. It feels like this person, if they'd been dealing with sort of difficulties in their interpersonal life and other areas of their life unrelated to this connection, they're kind of like moving through those difficulties at this particular point in time. There's light at the end of the tunnel, or they're very focused on kind of creating solutions or clearing space within their life to be able to maybe present to you some kind of offer, some kind of apology, some sort of deeper revelation about their motivations in the situation in the past, and also kind of anything that they had held back or sort of kept to themselves, deep truths, or even kind of explaining some of the fears or hesitations they may have had about kind of trusting in the connection fully, opening up to the connection fully. Maybe even sort of aspects of their backstory that would kind of help you to understand sort of the nature of the wounds that they were working with, so that there wouldn't be so much tiptoeing or walking on eggshells to progress forward with one another, but that you would have like a better understanding of sort of their experiences in life and love and sort of what they needed in order to feel safe and secure in order to experience something different with you than they have in like other relationships. And it feels to be something that there's a regret at the approach they've taken in the past to kind of not divulging that, not being very forthright about that, not trusting in the bond between the two of you enough to feel that you would have compassion or that you'd be understanding. May relate to a lot of kind of guilt and shame on their part as well, about even certain emotional wounds within themselves, to where in hindsight, they're recognizing you as like a safe space or a sanctuary, that if anywhere they would have been safe to be seen and kind of this raw element of themselves, it was in the dynamic with you. And so it feels like as they're in the process of working through some things within themselves or within their life, they're kind of taking the long route back to you. There's an urge to sort of make up for lost time or provide you with some kind of deeper clarity and understanding as far as what they've kind of learned maybe in some time apart, or if you're still in connection with this person, anything that they've maybe kind of pulled back their energy, they've been sort of brooding, or have just been kind of like distant or not as kind of open and warm as they have been at different points in time. There may have been a lot weighing on their mind, a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety about different things, and it feels like they're getting ready to kind of warm back up to you, provide you with some kind of explanation and truth, to hopefully kind of heal any heartbreak, clear up any sort of misunderstandings, and give you like a greater perspective of sort of where they're at, what all these different kind of variables are that they're working with to help you maybe manage your expectations as far as like the future of the connection. And it feels like in some way maybe even kind of gearing up to sort of ask you for help, even just in a sense of like holding space for them as they're navigating through some of these challenges, maybe moving beyond kind of like a guardedness within themselves, or anything in kind of a material sense that they're needing to sort of tend to. There's almost an element of kind of wanting to bring you more on board very consciously as part of like their team, the people in their corner, rather than sort of keeping you at a distance, which in the past might have been motivated, even not wanting to sort of hurt you or get you involved in any kind of complications that they were dealing with internally or externally. But there's a sense of almost like wanting you by their side, wanting you closer, seeing you as someone who is their ally as opposed to somebody that should be kind of kept at a distance. So let's see what they want you to know in the channeled letter from their higher self. In the still sanctuary, I have learned to create deep inside myself. I escape from the busyness of the world to enjoy the glorious experience of feeling your energy adjacent and ever with me. Knowing that you walk beside me even when I am alone gives me the strength to face the day with my head held high. Images of you bloom like the sweetest garden of dreams within my mind's eye, and I am brought peace in the knowing that our divergent paths weave themselves together delicately and effortlessly by our willingness to return to the understanding again and again that we are instruments of the consciousness of love, and the best days of our experience together are still to be written. Fragments of what is to come have been revealed to me in waking visions, so tangible at times I would swear it's possible to step from the life I am living at present directly into that grand conjunction with you. Thank you for teaching me that love is patient. I will do my best to hurry home to you. So let's see what else your person wants you to know right now from their higher self. Okay, and we have, I feel like I'm going in circles. I wasn't exactly ready yet, so I ran. You never leave my thoughts. I feel like I'm obsessing over you. Cutting fake people out of my life. You mean the world to me. I did some research on twin flames and it resonates. And I have a desire to see the world with you. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got K, L, M, M, V, F, Y, I, C, X, Z, F, T, G, W, I, and R. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose this channeled letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and do a quick energy check on your person, see what their thoughts and feelings are about you and the state of the connection right now, or anything else that wants to come through as far as what's going on with them presently. And then I'll read the channeled letter and follow that up with some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through here in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional words and phrases for you from their higher self. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Three of Swords, Knight of Cups, the Tower, King of Swords, the Moon, Seven of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Seven of Swords. So there's a sense that your person might be kind of overwhelmed right now by some deeper feelings that have surfaced for you that they have tried to stuff, suppress, or deny up to this point in time. Maybe making excuses about it was too soon to take things to the next level. This could be somebody who's just kind of a fearful attachment style, an avoidant attachment style, someone who's afraid of commitment, somebody who might have already been divorced and is maybe afraid to open up to love again, out of a fear of kind of building a connection only to watch it wash away. So it may be something where an urge to continue to follow their heart towards you has led to them kind of putting the brakes on in the situation, or sort of creating a list of excuses as to why it's too soon, why they're not ready, maybe differences between the two of you, or ways in which they're still kind of healing or recovering from a divorce or a breakup of like another long-term situation that they have felt in the past that they weren't ready to enter into another connection, and yet you've come into their life almost at a point when they weren't looking for it, they weren't looking for love, and so that might have caused them to try and avoid sort of the inevitability of the sense that perhaps destiny is at play here. It's no accident the two of you have crossed paths at the time that you have. And so this is somebody that's almost getting ready to move into the energy of total surrender to the nature of what they're feeling, to what the future of the connection has in store for the both of you. There's a sense of them understanding that as much as of a risk as it is to open up to further developments in the situation, there's of course a risk that things might not work out, that hurt or heartbreak could happen further down the road. There's a sense that it is an even greater risk to not know, to not explore the deeper potential, to not seize the moment or seize the opportunity, to embark upon almost the adventure of a lifetime that this love story could turn out to be. There's a sense that this person may also be going through like a dark night of the soul, or some kind of spiritual awakening has been catalyzed within their life, perhaps through meeting with you that has awakened some things within them, or they may have already been on a spiritual path and a spiritual journey, perhaps in the aftermath of other circumstances in their life kind of crumbling and falling apart, which might have been another reason that they had kind of sworn off romance, or had told themselves that they wouldn't get invested in anything too quickly or too deeply. And yet they may also be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities that kind of point them to the sense that they've reached a certain part in their own kind of path of self-discovery and exploration, and the time is now to kind of experience the nature of what a higher level romantic connection has to offer, or a spiritually based romantic connection has to offer. That might have been something they've never experienced before. They could have been with people that it was like a trauma bond situation, or things that were very materially based, and it feels like something that the essence of what is stirred within them for you, or the experiences that they have had in conjunction with you, it fits that criteria or the descriptors of like a true soulmate connection, a counterpart situation, even a twin flame dynamic, if you would resonate with that label. And so the nature of those energies and kind of the open possibilities with that, it feels like has overwhelmed this person in the past, but they're kind of working up the courage to press forth beyond that fear, beyond that uncertainty, beyond all of that is unknown in this situation. And it seems like they're almost listening to their heart finally, or kind of disconnecting maybe from a tendency to over rationalize things, or to lead purely with the logical mind, and they're moving into more of the emotional space and starting to trust in kind of where they are guided to head next in the connection with you. So for some of you, this may be somebody who's preparing themselves to reveal some deep truths, reveal feelings that may not have ever truly or accurately been articulated up to this point in time. There could have been just a lot of chemistry, suggestion between the two of you, flirtation, or even like an in and out sort of energy on this person's part. And it feels like they're trying to build up the courage within themselves to take a profound step in your direction, to pull off some kind of cloak of mystery that they have put in place, some sort of guardedness, walls they've had around their heart, in order to be able to show you the truth and totality of who they are, everything that they're working with inside, both the emotional wreckage that they have sustained from past connections, as well as the infinite potential that still exists within them to create something beautiful as far as a love story is concerned moving forward. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. You challenge the meaning of love for me, and I slip between the planes of faith and disbelief so quickly at times that I am fearful of losing the momentum I have established for myself along my path to creating a greater degree of peace for myself, so I have more to offer you as well. I am learning to feel worthy of love. It has been a slow and steady process of seeing what you do in me. When I gaze in the mirror, I apologize when I reflexively turn away from you and get tangled back up in my old cycle of shame. Time has passed, and I forget sometimes that I am no longer the person who leaves a trail of heartbreak in their wake. I wake up each day determined to love myself more fiercely than I chose to the day before. I am following your lead in so many ways. Each time you raise yourself up beyond the ways you have had to cover yourself away from the world, the more I am motivated to push myself beyond my comfort zone too. You are worth fighting for, and I'm trying to become someone you feel completely safe with, because love has no secrets, and I want to let you in totally to my world. So let's see what else your person wants you to know right now from their higher self. Okay, and we have, I wasn't exactly ready yet, so I ran. You are my lighthouse. I hate that I hurt you. Cutting fake people out of my life. I want to see you. I'm seeing through the illusions. You mean the world to me. And we are mirroring each other. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got C, D, Z, S, T, N, V, F, P, I, O, G, E, Q, M, and V. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose this letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and use these to do a quick energy check on your person, see what their thoughts and feelings are about you and the connection right now, or anything else that wants to come through as far as what's going on in their life currently. And then I will read the channeled letter and follow that up with some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages from your person's higher self. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, Three of Cups, Two of Swords, Five of Wands, Seven of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like this person is kind of evaluating the environment, the company that they're keeping, the lifestyle that they have been living up to this point in time, and there is a sense of them starting to detach or disassociate from things that at one point in time had meaning and value, almost like they have evolved beyond certain connections, certain belief systems, certain ways in which they've been living their life up to this point. And there's kind of a desire here to build something more for themselves, build in a different direction, understanding that they are kind of stagnated at this particular point in time in terms of like their personal growth, and also in terms of the nature of what it feels that they have to offer to you in terms of long range potential. It conflicts in some way maybe with some chaos or toxicity that they are currently surrounded with, or even that has been kind of their model of relationships in the past, kind of chaos being misinterpreted for like a passionate connection. And it feels that the dynamic between the two of you motivates this person to start to learn healthier coping mechanisms, or to work on kind of elevating the level of emotional maturity with which they address kind of problems or concerns, or the energy of like conflict resolution. So you may be kind of at an impasse with this person in terms of, you could have given them an ultimatum. You could have pressed them and sort of asked what are their intentions in the situation. If they had been vague or uncertain, that could have motivated you to draw a boundary and start to pour that love that you had to offer into yourself instead. And this, it feels like, has made an impact upon this individual, and they are recognizing that the future of this connection is worth fighting for. So it feels like they're kind of troubleshooting what they need to do in order to not just change who they are on the inside, but almost make changes externally as well, in order to create kind of the best conditions in order for this connection and also themselves to kind of step into a new chapter, have room for growth, fresher air to kind of breathe in this situation, because there may have been, kind of a lot of residue. It feels like maybe other people that had interfered in the connection, or this person kind of comparing what the two of you share with circumstances they have been in the past, wounds within that they had avoided looking at, that it feels like they're starting to unpack a lot of that slowly but surely, instead of kind of projecting blame, or maybe even this person told you that your expectations were unreasonable, or you sort of reached an impasse with one another when it came time to kind of take the next step or deepen your connection in some way. They are starting to reflect that you are not the problem or issue, but it's something within themselves. It's something where they're kind of closed off to the full receptivity of love. There's a deep desire to invest more with you, to give more to you in the connection. There's a sense of recognizing that this may also be kind of the first opportunity they've had for a healthy connection, or something that if they invest in a more rigorous way in terms of healing in an all-encompassing manner, then they have the ability to kind of earn a place next to your side, and that will herald the first opportunity that they've had to have a healthy connection with somebody, emotionally and romantically speaking. So it feels like this person is motivated to try and take steps to kind of calm some storms inside of themselves, or to make changes in the external environment, in order to be able to approach you with kind of an offer to begin again if you've sort of taken a break from one another, if you've stepped away from one another, or if this had been a situation where there's kind of like a fight or an argument. This might be somebody that's really taken your words to heart, or they've been thinking in the silence that they're not wanting to lose the opportunity with you, or kind of leave things the way that they were handled in the past. And so this feels like somebody who's determined, maybe you made it very clear that empty promises are not sufficient, that they've got to provide some kind of evidence of change, evidence of growth and evolution in some sort of way, in order to be able to join you on your journey where you are headed, to be able to match the frequency that you are embodying, or that you are kind of modeling or templated for them in the past or even presently, as far as kind of raising the bar and raising the standard, as far as what you're willing to accept, what you're willing to tolerate in love and connection, or even just, your life in general, changes that you're making that are healthier, that are more self-loving. And it feels like this is definitely giving this person some example of things that they need to do, or directions in which they can start to focus to clean some things up for themselves, and level up in some kind of capacity, because they're not wanting to miss out on the opportunity to reconnect or kind of continue forth into the future walking by your side. They're not wanting to be left behind or just become some footnote in your story, or like a distant memory. There's a sense that they're wanting to catch up with you, and not in a way that kind of slows your progress forward in life, but in a way that the two of you are kind of adding something of a reciprocal nature to the measure of one another's existences. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. Thank you for recognizing my efforts to show you a love like you have never known before. I sensed a deep well of sorrow within you when we first met, and it feels like the greatest act of love to help you scoop out as much of that pain as I can and remain consistent in my presence with you, especially in the worst of times, and more so when you try to push me away, because I know it is hard for you to trust because there is so much you have had to endure on your own. Slowly, if you'll let me, we will figure out a way forward through this delicate process. All I ask is that you let me inside so that my strength becomes your strength, so that my capacity to love and yours merges and multiplies, so that no matter how frightening the process of both of us letting our guard down becomes, we remain close during this profound act of bravery. Thank you for bringing a better version of me out of hiding, for reminding me that I am the hero of my own story, as you are of yours, and that together we make the best team. Thank you for finding me by accident when I was so lost, and for reminding me that fairy tales do exist and can come true for me. So let's see what else your person wants you to know right now from their higher self. And they say, I feel like I'm going in circles. I feel like I'm obsessing over you. I can hear and feel you so strongly. You mean the world to me. You never leave my thoughts. Don't give up on me. You have me lost in my emotions. And I can't stop spying on you. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got S, L, B, U, D, I, F, H, Y, R, N, M, M, J, V, T, and Z. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.